peace, and blessings. All right. I think we have sound now. And blessings. Let's get it. Let's get it. We'll give it a few more moments to let some people jump on. Right. I think we have peace and blessings. Let's get it. We'll give it a few more moments to let some people jump on. I think make sure that you like and share this video. This is going to help somebody out there. Somebody going through a rough time. If you find yourself struggling right now, I'm about to give you some value that's going to help you about that. Right? Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Okay, let's get into it. First off, I want to start by saying I'm very grateful for another day. I'm grateful for this opportunity, grateful for the ones that I have around me, any mentors, any coaches that have helped me get to this place right now. I'm very grateful for you. Okay, so today I want to talk about our map of consciousness levels. Okay, so I just want to make you guys aware of this because when I was made aware of this, it changed everything for me, my whole perspective, and just my whole emotional intelligence. All right, and just to become more aware of the feelings that I'm having and what they could result in and what they are attracting to me. All right, so this map of consciousness levels. All right, and you need to understand this, especially once you understand that your emotions are dictating your actions are creating your habits are creating your lifestyle, right? Your lifestyle results. So it all starts with the feelings that you're having, right? These feelings that are provoking the actions, right, that you're having. And what we want to do is change these actions that we're doing that are giving us the results that we're having or we're experiencing. That's what we want to do. But in order to do that, we have to understand why are we taking these certain actions? What's provoking these actions that we continue to take? And it's our emotions, right? These feelings that we're having, these thoughts. So you need to become aware of this, okay? And I'm gonna start from the bottom to the top because right now this bottom level of frequency is probably what most of you guys are experiencing right now. Okay, so we're going to start from the bottom, work our way to the top. If you have any questions as I'm going through this, please just leave them in the comments. And yeah, if you've already become aware of this, you've been using this, right? You've been using your map. Then let me know what your experience has been. Okay, but first we want to start with these bottom five. Okay, these bottom five feelings of fear, grief, apathy, guilt, and shame. All right, so when I was experiencing these, and grief is a funny thing because we're all going to experience grief, right? There's going to be times where we lose people in our lives and we're going through these stages of grief. Okay. So just because you're all the way up here in enlightenment doesn't keep you exempt from feeling these bottom feelings. Okay. But it's all about where you choose to stay. Okay. You're going to experience fear. You're going to experience grief, apathy, guilt, and shame, desire, anger, pride, right? You're going to experience these feelings, but it comes down to becoming aware that you're experiencing these feelings and also how to get yourself elevated out of these feelings. Okay. But life is funny like that. It has a way of taking you to the top, mountaintop, right? The enlightenment, the peace, the joy, the love. It also has a way of making you experience these feelings as well, right? But it's all about where you choose to stay. So when I was going through my go through, I was living out of my car and all that crazy stuff, right? I was experiencing a lot of these feelings, and this is where I was choosing to stay. I was having feelings of fear that it wasn't going to work out, grief, right, that I was experiencing from losing family members, losing my own daughter, feelings of apathy, guilt, shame of past mistakes, right? And I was just choosing to live in these feelings, angry at myself, angry at God, wishing and wanting that things were better, right? Having this feeling, this desirable feeling. And then having ultimately too much pride to let anybody know what I'm going through. So I wanted to isolate myself and be very dependent. Okay. On just myself and not have to depend on anybody or ask for any help. So these were the frequencies that I was experiencing. And I was choosing to stay in these frequencies, which was attracting destructive energy. Right. And I was in a very contracted state. And when you are in a contracted state and you're attracting destructive energy, right, this is a very, very dangerous place to be. And you got to understand that the feelings that you're experiencing are causing that destructive energy to be attracted to you, right? So the more that you stay in these low frequency feelings, the more destructive your life will become, and the more contracted that you get. Okay, so that even if something destructive doesn't take you out, eventually yourself will end up taking yourself out because you're so contracted, right? In that contractive state, you are more prone to disease, sickness, right? Because you're so contracted. All right. So yeah, understand that, right? So if you are experiencing a struggling time in your life right now, and you seem to just be attracting destructive energy to destructive people, destructive circumstances, right? You feel like nothing ever is working out. It's because you are focusing on staying in these feelings. Every day you're having these feelings and these thoughts that are replaying over and over again in your mind, keeping you at this low frequency. Okay. And you need to understand everything is energy, right? Let me show you this quote from one of my favorite people. All right. Let me show you guys this quote that says, everything is energy. And that's all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but to get that reality. All right. So, you guys, this quote here changed my life, right? This right here changed my life, and it allowed me to understand that everything around us is energy. Okay, down to everything that you see in the universe, down to yourself, right? Broken down into your smallest matter. You are just energy. Everything that we want is just energy. Okay. So you have to understand is everything is energy. That's all there is to it. If you match the frequency of the reality that you want, you cannot help but to get that reality. If you match the frequency of the reality that you want, you cannot help but to get that reality. Okay, so let's take it back. Let's take it back to the frequency, right? This is our frequency chart. whatever frequency that you are on, that's the reality you will match. Okay. So, like I said, when I was going through my go through, I was in these lower frequencies. So that's what my reality was matching. As I started to become more conscious, become more aware, and raise my frequency, right, to these higher frequencies, I noticed my reality started changing for the better. Okay. So you got to understand what frequency you're on. Okay. Even if you know that you're on a low frequency right now, that's cool. It's not the end of the world. Okay. You just have to understand that, all right, I'm on a low frequency right now. So I need to, if I want a better reality, I need to focus on raising my frequency. How do I do that? Right? How do you raise your frequency from feeling pride, anger, desire, fear, grief, apathy, guilt, and shame to feeling feelings of love, joy, peace, enlightenment? How do you get yourself on a higher frequency? The best way that I figured out how to get myself on a higher frequency is to start becoming grateful. Grateful for everything that I have, and grateful for everything I've experienced, everything I've made it through. And then on top of that, grateful for everything that I know that I will have continues to raise my frequency. So even when I do have a bad day, right, I may not get any sales, or my relationship may not be going the way I want, or whatever is going on, right? Even when I have those feelings, I keep myself grateful and focused on what I do want so that my frequency continues to stay high. Yes, I'm going to lose people, right? Yes, people are going to die. We're going to lose people every single day. We're going to have feelings of grief. We're going to have feelings of fear. We're going to get angry sometimes. We're going to feel guilt and shame, even when we make mistakes. Yes, we are going to experience these frequencies, but now that we are more aware, when we do experience these frequencies, we know, okay, I'm feeling a feeling of fear, or I'm having a feeling of guilt and shame. I know I need to raise my frequency so that I don't attract destructive energy. The longer you stay on these lower frequencies, the bigger the destructive energy that you're attracting to yourself, the more contracted you are. The more contracted you are, the more disease and sickness begins to set in, and other circumstances of destruction begin to come to you as well. So you got to get yourself out of that frequency, right? And the fastest way that I figured out how to get myself on a higher frequency is to become completely grateful. Completely grateful. As I started becoming more grateful, I started to love more. I started to become more joyful, more peaceful, more enlightened. And that's where we create a creative energy around us. We start to expand, right? We start to grow. Okay. So you got to become aware of this. You got to become more aware of this and start to practice it, right? At first, it's going to seem a little weird because when you're having these low frequency feelings, you're going to be like, oh, I remember those are low frequency feelings. I'm going to start attracting destructive energy, and I'm contracted right now. So I need to make a move. Okay. So, y'all, hope that you got value from this. Rewind this as much as you need to. Come back to this, right? And just study the chart. Okay. Understand when you're feeling these feelings, they're low frequency feelings, low vibrational feelings. You will only attract to you the frequency that you're on. Your frequency will always match your reality. Okay. So, y'all, hope you got value from this. No got to hear Mr. Laptop Lifestyle. If you didn't know, now you know. What I'm trying to do is grow. Like I always say, make the rest of it the best of it. And I'll meet you at the top because that bottom is way